You can start.
You've already picked up several D1 offers. What's like getting your first offer?
And get my first offer. Like there's not any words that can like describe that feeling. I mean, like being a kid growing up, always playing sports, dreaming about getting an offer, especially a D1 offer. I mean, like when I got it, I broke down in tears.
Especially, how have you handled all the attention that comes with being nationally ranked?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, obviously guys are starting to know my name. Whether it's statewide or around the city or some guys nationally. People are starting to recognize me, and I mean, I just stay humble through it all. Like I don't let any of the noise get to me or anything like that, or I don't let the fame or whatever get to me. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm just a normal kid from Kansas City, and I try to stay in that same demeanor, in whatever room I step in or whoever I'm talking to. Obviously, if guys want to congratulate me or say I'm doing well, I always say thank you, appreciate it, and I just keep working, because I understand, all this stuff can be taken away with, a snap like that. So, I was always try to stay humble, and trust in the process.
All right, nice. Um, what are you looking for most when you're talking with college coaches?
Yeah, what I'm looking for most when I'm speaking to these guys, I mean, first and foremost, I want to see what kind of person they are, right? Choosing the school for me, I mean, although it's still early, I still want to feel everyone out and just get an idea of who they are, what they stand for, what their values are, and how bought in they are to their team. So, yeah, first, that's the first thing I look for. What kind of person are they? Second, I look for, how good are they pitching their program to me, right? Obviously, I don't want to be sold a lie, but at the same time, I want to see what you're willing to say about your program, in order for me to get more of a good idea about them. I want to see, how they pitch it to someone who doesn't know anything about the program. I just want to see, what they say regarding, who the program is, what its values are, what kind of players they look for, and things like that. And then, third of all, I would just want to say eye contact. Eye contact is very important when you're speaking to, a recruit, a coach, your boss, anybody. Eye contact is very important to me when I'm speaking to a coach. So I mean, they can hold that eye contact with me. That's a very positive sign. So yeah, those three things.
Are there any schools you built especially strong relationships with?
Yeah. So I mean, with me being from Kansas City, there are three local, Division I FBS schools. Well, four, but three of the main ones that I really have, a liking to. Obviously Mizzou, and then K State and KU. Those three schools are, really they've been really the main three I've just been trying to get knocked out and get offered by, for the simple fact that I'm a big local guy. Staying home is something that I would want to do if possible. So those three are pretty cool. Although Mizzou hasn't offered me yet, I'm continuously building a relationship with them. But the main two that has been contacting me the most would be KU and K State. Coach Leipold, Coach Klein, all the staff over at those places, they've made it very clear that they're after me. So KU and K State are definitely the two that are pressing up on me for sure.
Moving on to your play, what separates your game from other edge rushers in your class?
Yeah, so with me being an edge rusher, I'm not the traditional hand in the dirt defensive end. I'm more of a speed rushing guy, more of a pass rushing guy. Although I can defend against the run, pass rushing against the quarterback is definitely my number one strength, and it is what I take pride on in my game. But what separates me the most from other guys, I would say is definitely my work ethic. A coach could tell me I suck, I don't belong in the program, I'll never make it, and I'll still show up the next day ready to work. You know, there's been many obstacles in my journey, where I could have quit, but I just kept going. So I feel like my work ethic is definitely what's separates me the most apart from the other guys out there.
What part of your game have you developed the most over the years?
I would definitely say just getting off the ball quick. I mean, playing my position, that's arguably one of the most important traits you would need to have. Getting off the ball quickly. So I would just say that first step I have off the ball, when it snaps, that's something that's been in the works for, I say years. I've been working on that ever since I've been in middle school. So I mean, just being quick off the ball, being able to, get around, tackle, get to the quarterback, that's definitely something that I've improved on a lot of in the years. So yeah.
Which NFL or college pass rusher would you say is like your favorite or that you study the most?
Yeah. So there are two college guys. Well, actually, yeah, there's two college guys that like I look at the most. Well, one is in the NFL now, but Cassius Howell. He went to Texas A&M. He's the guy that I try and model my game after the most, I would say. Very quick. He's strong. His rushes are and like I can't even describe it. Like he's so good at bending the edge and getting to the quarterback. I try to model my game after him the most. And another guy that I look at, he plays my same position. He goes to KU. Leroy Harris. That is definitely a guy that I strive to be like or better than in the upcoming years. So I mean, those two guys, being strong, being quick enough, being that edge gets to the quarterback. I try to model my game after the most. So yeah.
How would you describe your play style?
My play style. Yeah, I would say my play style is somebody who's aggressive, somebody who's quick, um, and somebody who's also one of the leaders on the squad. Uh, you know, with me only being a junior and the team captains being seniors, I also do see myself as one of the leaders on the team, especially inside of my position group. So definitely someone who can lead on the field, and with also being quick. Like if they can go tempo on us, I can match the speed and still play with a controlled pace. And also I'm aggressive enough to where I can knock back a couple of heads. I can get a big hit. I can get a big play. To steal the game. So yeah.
For this upcoming season, what are your team's biggest goals?
For this upcoming season. Well, obviously, everyone's number one goal I feel like on the team is to win state. That's been said like numerous times throughout our summer workouts. Like we want to win state. We want to bring another championship back to Bishop Gage. That's just our number one goal in our head. We don't care about anything else. We don't care about guys getting accolades. We don't care about guys getting exposure. I mean, well, I'm not gonna say we don't care about it, but we push all that stuff in the side in order to have the mindset of being a state champion. At Bishop Gage, it's in our motto. Like I mean, being a state championship, like being a state champion, is just the ultimate goal that everyone is looking forward to and everyone wants to get accomplished. So yeah.
How do you balance football, school, and everything that comes with recruiting?
Yeah, so obviously, academics come first, before a football player or basketball player, just an athlete in general. I was a student, so I always strive to be, one of the best students I can be, because obviously, football doesn't last forever, and I understand that there's a life after that. So, getting my education and being a star in the classroom before a star on the field is very important to me. Also when choosing a school. that is also one of the things I look at. How's their academics? Do they have any programs that fit my career field for when I'm done playing, or just things like that. So academics come first, and I would say that I balance it pretty well. So.
If you weren't playing football, what sport would you be playing?
Well, if I wasn't playing football, what sport would I play? I mean, obviously basketball. Before before I had any offers for football, and before I started taking football like seriously, I wanted to go to college for playing basketball. Um, I started playing basketball before I started playing football, actually. So I mean, yeah, I would definitely say basketball, 100%.
What's something that your fans don't really know about you?
Listen to country music. You know, like I don't make it very known, but I actually like country music, especially Morgan Wallen, John Party, Ella Langley, Luke Combs. I really like country music, so yeah.
I rock with them too.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, what kind of impact do you want to make at a college level?
Yeah. So regardless of the conference, I want to be all conference. I want to be a go-to guy that they look for to make plays. And then if possible, I definitely want to be, one of the more notable guys on the team who the fans, love. Um, just having a whole fan base in a whole like college town, see you and be like, yeah, that's the guy. That's something that I've also dreamed of, since being a little kid. So, those 2 or 3 things would be great.
What's one thing a college coach said to you that you'll never forget?
Um, I'll say this. One thing that almost every college coach who has talked to me has said about me, they've always said that I'm a great kid. And, that's stuck with me wherever I go. Having, a pretty accomplished individual like a college coach, somebody who you want to impress, um, say that you're a good kid, it means a lot. And it also, I also think that it means a lot to my parents, who raised me as well. I just try to be the greatest guy that I can be, and for college coaches and other people as well to just say I'm a good kid. It fills my heart up. So yeah.
If you could play one game right now in any college football stadium, where are you playing and why?
Mm. Man, probably I would probably say I would probably say against Penn State. It gets pretty loud in there, especially during the whiteout games. Like that would be a crazy environment to play in. So at Penn State, whiteout game, crowd rocking, stadium rocking, definitely. So yeah.
If you were to end your recruitment today, what's the one thing that would matter to you the most when you're choosing a school?
Yeah, so if I was to end my recruitment today, what would matter to me the most, I would say, would probably be, um, is the school going to develop me into a NFL draft prospect? Um, that is my ultimate goal out of it all, if achievable. So just keeping it simple, is the school going to develop me into a NFL draftee?
Um, 5 or even like 10 years from now, what do you want people to say when they hear the name Jalen Johnson?
Um, hmm. In the future, when people say the name Jalen Johnson, I want them to think of, first and foremost, a good stand up guy, a guy who cares about where he's from, his family, God, um, and I also want them to say I was a good athlete, of course. I want to make a name at whatever level I get to play at. and whoever I get to play against. So, yeah, those things for sure.
Another question for you, actually. Who's your favorite NFL team? Is it the Chiefs, I assume, since you're Kansas City?
Yeah, I love my Chiefs, man. I love my Chiefs. There's been a little bit of hardship, past couple years, but we'll turn it around for sure. Super Bowl is definitely coming. So yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
We're from Massachusetts, so we rock with the Pats.
Pats, Pats. Man, yeah, it's tough. That's tough, but
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
That's all the questions we have. Do you have any questions for us?
When did you guys start doing this?
Like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I'd say.
We've done. You're our third athlete. We did a basketball player from Princeton. They're older. We did. You're our youngest guy, definitely.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, Princeton Junior. We did, and we did like a West Virginia pitcher. So you're our first high school guy, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Ooh, I feel. Hey, that's an honor. That's an honor, actually.
But yeah, that's all we've got for you. Thank you for being on. It was a pleasure to have you. And yeah, hopefully you'll see our video when it goes up.